Welcome back. When I hear nonsense that doesn't add up, I call it what it is: BS. So today's BS is Trump's deregulation. Trump brags about cutting OSHA rules, saying it makes life easier for businesses and somehow safer for workers. I call BS. Let me tell you why. I worked in construction safety. The reason I got into safety wasn't random, it was personal. Almost every night when I was a kid, my dad came home from his job on the construction sites with stories about the latest accident: a man losing a limb, someone crushed, someone killed. And always he'd say, this could have been prevented if the company cared about safety. My dad was a union worker, and he put it all on the line to fight for safer working conditions. He knew workers deserved better, and he wasn't alone. People like him pushed so hard that eventually OSHA was created to make sure companies couldn't just treat workers as disposable. Things got better: less accidents, less fatalities. PPE got better. Safety education was alive and well on job sites. So when I was in safety, I thought of my dad every day because I knew how much worse it would be without safety protections for workers. There were still some companies who would slip through the cracks in the system and not maintain safe working conditions for their workers, but they were few and far between. And eventually, they would get caught and have to pay hefty fines, so they would straighten up. But here comes Trump, rolling back OSHA protections, cutting inspections, slashing staff, and calling it deregulation. That's just a fancy way of saying corporations get to save money while workers take all the risks. The truth? Safer workplaces don't come from fewer inspections. They come from companies having to follow OSHA rules for fear of citations and fines. They come from ensuring all companies have adequate PPE to supply all of their workers. With less inspections and budget cuts, we're headed right back to the days when workers came home broken or didn't come home at all. So when Trump claims slashing OSHA made jobs safer, I call BS. It's not protecting workers, it's protecting profits. That's today's BS, and I'll keep calling it out every chance I get. If you've seen your own examples of safer workplaces because worker protections under OSHA, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, there's plenty more BS where this came from. Thank you very much.